In Too Deep Productions, exposing the industry step by step. What you don't know will hurt you. In Too Deep. It's Cage with In Too Deep Tats, San Jose, California, baby. Anyways, this is going to be a short tutorial, not the long, in-depth ones that I'm promising. Those are on their way. I'm working on them. This is a Mob Irons machine, Star machine from Superior. Now, this specific one didn't come from Superior, but this is what they do sell there. This was the first generation and prototype machine for Mr. Watson, Jim Watson, the owner of Superior. Anyways, I know the guy that CNC'd this and welded this machine together, so it was kind of like a gift. The only thing different on the second contract is it's cheaper for Superior to get these machines made, number one, and number two, there's a little bit of changes. On the bottom there's Mob. This has been changed over. The wing nut is now like a thumb vise. There's countersinks in the screws on the bottom so that it doesn't rest on the top of your hand, which I don't see a big problem with it. I mean, I can change these screws out really quick. And basically that's about it. These machines will run you about $275. Actually, this machine is $270. You can get a lot for $275. If you know someone, a good machine builder that makes them, hey, he can get you one for that. I did do a tattoo with this machine a couple of days ago. It's in the healing processes, so it's a little scabby in onion stage, the sunburn peel. So I'm not going to go ahead and show that. I'll show it when it's completely healed so that you don't get misled or misguided with what it looks like if you don't know the process of the healing. Anyhow, I did use Fusion ink. By the way, is the best freaking ink on the market, in my opinion. Period, hands down. Now, there are colors out there that I do use. I use Millennium, Moms, still. Eternal's really good. For lining and black, stick to Kirasumi. That's just my opinion. And everything from this point on is my opinion. It can be opposed. My opinion is something opposing someone else's idea, so or opinion. So it's just mine. You know what I mean? I'm making these videos for you scratchers out there, the ones that don't have apprentices, can't afford apprentices, can't afford rent, can't afford milk and cheese, bro. So that's what this is here for, because when I first started, I looked YouTube after YouTube. I even bought a set of DVDs for $250, thinking that it was going to teach me something. You know what? Let me tell you something, man. It's rape. You know, it doesn't tell you what you really need to know. And with your help, I will try to do as many tutorials as possible. I have tons of ideas of my own, but I would love for you guys out there in the community to go ahead and hit me up and request some things as well. Mob Irons, $275. Star machine. Really nice, durable frame. The frame is thick. It is durable. It is very thick, okay? It's iron. It minimizes the oscillation of your process, period. It takes the vibration out, and it pretty much keeps it within the frame itself, if you know what you're doing with the tube setup and the needle bar adjustments and things of that nature. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, the vibration is very minimal with this machine. Now, it's a little heavy, but it's counterbalanced. The way that this is designed, it is balanced very well. Everything on here, you know, when you're holding it, and I should have set it up, but you hold it, it's very comfortable. It's comfortable in all applications, lining, shading, coloring, and I used this machine for all three. I lined my tattoo, I shaded my tattoo, and I colored my tattoo with the same contact point as you see there, which is about the thickness of a nickel. They say dime for lining, but you know what? Add a little bit of thickness to that, make it more bold, and that's just my opinion. Now, here's another thing that you guys need to understand and realize that a lot of people aren't going to tell you. This is the rear coil. This is the front coil. The front coil is nearest to the clip cords, and there's a lot of controversy about that. But I'm telling you, we can go back to Atkinson. We can go back to the history before this became a machine and it was a doorbell. This is the front coil, front, back. Okay, so it would be opposite than what you think. So when you're adjusting and fine-tuning your machine, know this. I didn't know this until I got the little black book. And that little black book was from a very professional artist in LA. And that's it. I mean, that's something small, but hey, it's big when you're adjusting your machine and fine-tuning it. You want a paper thin, if you could see that. You want a paper thin gap on your front coil. Your rear coil is really going to be your throw distance. But I'm telling you this, the distance from your rear deck to your front or your armature bar rear is going to have a huge impact on your throw as well. Huge. Micromillimeters of that adjustment right there is going to impact your work considerably. Same with the angle of your contact screw and the adjustment of it. So when I'm sitting at right here a little bit more than 45. Okay, I'm at the tip of the spring here. Now on a cut back, obviously it's going to be way back here. Okay, but you can adjust this. Try not to, because it makes major impact on the machine. Basically, it's going to make it hit softer or harder. It's going to make it run faster or slower. But, there's just so much with these. Same with the capacitor. Look for the capacitors. You could pick up a Chinese machine, and most of those capacitors are going to be 10 UF and 20 something volts, 24 volts, I believe. But the bottom line is a capacitor stores energy, and back in the old days, what they used to do is use batteries, and that would be their power supply, and then they would go through. Well, the capacitor stored that energy, so really they didn't even need the battery to start up. They just needed it to continue like an alternator to a vehicle. But we've come a long way with power supplies now. We still have the capacitors. The capacitor now is mainly intended for the speed of the machine, number one, and number two, to reduce the friction and the spark from contact screw to spring. I'm actually itching a tattoo. Don't ever itch your tattoos. We'll do it Aftercare. Don't do what I'm doing. Oh, God, that feels good. But, yeah, we did this one. I just made it red, but did that one. It's healing up pretty good. This one, real light, actually. This was a upside down real light. But this one, yeah, I felt that one. I'm set at 6 now. Pay attention. Pay attention. Here's my gaps one more time. Okay. Rear coil. Front coil has about a paper's width back there. You can see a little bit of light going through there. Just make sure that it doesn't touch the back, which is the front coil, but I'll refer to it as the back, okay? So we've got the front throw and contact gap and angle. Look at the angle. Deflection's huge. They got some armature bars on the Icon sites. They're already made like this so that your deflection on your springs never have to be adjusted. It's freaking awesome. Cop those. I haven't yet, but I'm going to. Check it out. 6 volts. Now look at that. Not one spark. In the skin, out of the skin. Now listen to this. Listen, okay? In the skin, out. In, out, in, out. Okay? Soft shading. Lining. Coloring. Alright. Runs very well. Basically, a quick review on this. Everything's got a lot to do with everything, guys. We'll get into it. I've got like 20 power supplies I'll be walking you through. I've got a ton of machines. We can hook this one up. This was a Florida Colors machine. And a lot of people will be like, oh, that's garbage, that's shit. It's not. It's not. This is a good machine. You know what I mean? Pros will be like, nah. I say yeah. Armature bar on that's fat. It's gonna slow it's gonna slow that down considerably, and the throw on this is real good. You know what I mean? I like it. Listen to the sound of it though. Really soft, real soft. Armature bar is really heavy. From the rear deck to the rear of the spring, that has a major impact. We'll get into that. Not right now, not today, not right now. But let me tell you something. Everything has an impact on your tattoo quality. I guarantee it. It can look great when you first do it and fall out the second, third day. It can get scabbed up. The client could put Vaseline on their shit after they heal it, or during their healing process. You know what I'm saying? There's so much to do with everything, and it doesn't matter. Whatever the tattoo looks like at its final end is your fault. Remember that. It's always going to be your fault. I don't care how they took care of it and how well you explained it. They're going to do what they want to do. Unless they're really prissy and they're just like, oh, this is tight. No, most people don't even take care of their shit. If they can't take care of their dogs, their cats, how are they going to take care of a tattoo? That's the scary part for this industry. So just make sure that you could place something on someone's body that really doesn't need any care. Biggest thing to worry for is infections and communicable diseases. Hepatitis, A, B, and C, and MRSA, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, or regular staph.
Exposing the industry.
MRSA is a bitch.
Step by step.
Get into that too.
What you don't know will hurt you.